Hello, everyone.
Hello, Lee and Kareen.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Good Sunday. Excuse me, I'm sneaking over a little
Trying
bit.
to pop up my chat box. It's good to be back for a while now. I was telling James that earlier. I said it's going to be so nice to be at home for a while. Because even our Marceline trip is only like a couple days, so it's not that bad.
Do you think you'll do that again? Have a giant trip followed
No.
by another trip?
No. I don't think we'll ever have a giant trip like that either. It was funny. I got my haircut today because I hadn't got my haircut since
Before you left, probably.
Yeah, and she's like, it looks like I got a little long. And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so I was explaining to her that I was like, it was the trip of a lifetime, which it was, but like we won't ever do that long again. I think we determined like 3 weeks as long as we'd ever go back to back doing something. So 7 weeks, it was great. Like the trip overall was wonderful and amazing, but we won't do that long again.
Mel, we are going to Oogie Boogie Bash. We're going, I want to say it's October 8th. Let me just double check the date.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, October 8th, we are going to Oogie Boogie Bash. I'm really excited because we're doing the Disneyana event that weekend as well. The only downside to the weekend, we have one park day.
That's going to be weird.
It's going to be very weird. And that one park day is where we're going to have to fit in the majority of our, like, foodstuffs. Which is even, like, crazier
and
to think.
Aren't we, like, meeting somebody that
yeah,
weekend
we're doing brunch that morning.
Yeah.
So my thought was, I think we're going to... Oh, perfect. Yes, Matt, we will definitely be doing an episode.
Matt,
on how to do Oogie Boogie Bash.
We did one last time. Like, when we did a trip report, I would go back and listen to one of our trip report episodes because we talked about all the stuff we did and how we did it.
You know what, though? Maybe we'll do that for, maybe, like, next month. That's what we should do. Like, next month, that our topic for...
our bonus episode?
No. For, like, the public live stream would be Oogie Boogie Bash tips and tricks.
Yeah.
You're good, Matt.
Well, I'm almost wondering if that's too late because aren't the first, like, parties, like, a week from now?
Yeah, I mean, really, we should have done it today, but...
Could that be a discussion topic we do?
We could do... Well... Yes.
Because if we do...
But it'll be a few weeks.
If we do my thing here...
Yep, and then we've got an interview for the next 2. Potentially 3, depending on how long that goes. You know how we are.
And
so
then
it's already mid-September.
Marceline.
Yeah, and it'll be Marceline.
So it's about the same amount of time anyway.
And so it's the 24th is our next one. But Matt, the biggest tip is get in as soon as you can. I think it's 3 p.m. that you can get into the parks.
Early mix-in, yep.
To do the early mix-in. We like to, and I actually just booked our reservations for this, we like to do the dining reservation package at... the Wine Country Trattoria, and we do the reservation at like 3:30, so it gives us enough time to get in. We do the dining package there. It's really good, and I don't think price-wise it's that bad, and you get assigned or like dedicated seating for the parade. So if you wanted to roll up, we didn't use, but if you wanted to roll up like right before the parade started, you have reserved seating area that you can use. But I like going and like having like dinner early because otherwise the party starts at 6.
You don't have time to eat.
And you don't feel like you have time to eat. If you want to try and hit all the different treat trails and all that stuff. My tip that we've done the past, how many years have we Oogie Boogie Bash? I went in 2019.
You've done more than I have.
And then we've done 2 together, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I've done 3. Start in the back. So if you start in the back at like Pixar Pier and work your way forward from the back, that seems to work out pretty well. Don't be afraid of lines. They're going to look scary at the treat trails and pretty scary at things like Villains Grove, but they move pretty quick. So don't let lines scare you. Just just hop in it and go. The only lines that do take more time are like the character meet and greet lines. So if you want to see Minnie and Daisy and Clarabelle dressed as the Sanderson sisters, that one took a long time because the characters take breaks every like
Villains Grove
15-20 minutes, something like that.
Villains Grove takes a bit too.
Yeah, but not bad.
No, but I mean, like, you want to spend time like looking at a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I love Villains Grove. It's probably my favorite thing about Oogie Boogie Bash.
And another quick tip too is the
Doesn't
parade happens twice, so pick whatever showing you want to see of the parade and use that other parade showing time to go do Villains Grove. That's a pretty good time to go back to Villains Grove because then you've got a lot of people watching the parade, so you don't have as many people.
I wish they'd bring back the World of Color show that they used
The
to
World
do.
of Color show was fun. I don't know why.
Hello, Megan.
Having Oogie Boogie Bash FOMO. Yeah, it's such a fun party. Matt, I'm really excited that you get to do it, that you're going for the first time.
Matt, when are you going?
Matt, we can.
On the 31st.
You know what, Matt? We can talk in person when we see you later next month, and we can give you more tips and tricks. Because Matt fell out of my chair when I was getting our tickets for the event in Marceline. Oh, there you go. That's a good tip too, Scott.
Oh, that's a
Villains
good one.
Grove right at the end, because we did that. We went through twice. But I about fell out of my chair because Matt Mason is one of the featured speakers for the event in Marceline on the 16th, the Dreaming Tree Gala. So it was pretty fun. So we get to see you, Matt. We have not had trips overlap for the park, but we'll get to. I mean, meeting in Marceline is pretty cool.
I'm excited because we've not met Matt in person, but he's been on the podcast. We've also not met Evan, who works for the company, who works for the Walt Disney Company in person, but we've had him on the podcast, and he's going to be there for it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to meet some people that we've virtually talked to before in person, and that'll be really cool. And Mel, I know that they took the Mickey down, I want to say yesterday or day before or something like that. So any day now, though, Giant Pumpkin should be up.
Because, what is it? Friday. Friday's the official start of...
Oh, Pumpkin Mickey should arrive overnight,
week.
Scott says.
So, let's see.
Oh, you know who I saw?
Who?
I saw David from Fresh Baked in the park.
Did you? Did you say hi?
I did. He was recording and walking up. We were waiting for our brunch dining reservation at Lamplight, and we had walked over to watch the Incredicoaster launch, and he was coming up the pathway there. I saw him like talking about something, and he was propped there, and I was like, I hope he comes over. And he walked by, and I was like, Fresh Baked, and he was like, oh hey, but he was like in the middle of talking like he is. So I watched a couple videos that he did that I think he would have had that footage in, and I didn't see it.
Find yourself.
So oh well. I kept looking though because he was there 2 of the 3 days we were there. He was there Sunday because he was doing his construction update, and he was there Monday because he was doing coverage for the storm. And I didn't see myself in the background of either, or any of our group, because we split up a couple times. But I'm excited. I really love Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort. I want to go for Christmas, and we're talking about that a little bit. But
Megan, yes, I agree. If the Disney 100 exhibit comes to Chicago, we definitely need to figure out some sort
cool
of
exhibit.
DL Weekly meetup to do to do the exhibit together. That'd be really, really fun.
And I can get the Disney 100 exhibit book that they had in English, because they only had the German version when I went. Hi, Shelby.
You don't want to have to translate it every time you wanted to look through.
I mean, James would probably love it because he speaks a little bit of German.
There you go. Even better, Megan. I feel like it's got to. I'm sure it'll come. Right? Like, it's got to come to Chicago.
So I got to see part of the bridge going up, which I thought was kind of cool.
It's like, it looks
it's
like
almost
it's almost
done now. Yeah. We actually didn't walk through that area of the park.
Really?
No, because when we were in California Adventure, I don't know what we were doing over there. We did Monsters and we did Soarin'. They did Guardians. We didn't really. I did not step foot in Avengers Campus. Just because like the line Radiator Springs Racers was down, like for refurbishment, so the lines were just bad everywhere.
Yeah. That does make a difference.
But from what I could see as I walked by, it looked really good.
I'm really excited to see them in person. I think they did way more theming and way more details to really what's right. It's a food court. They did so much more to that space than I thought they were going to do. So I'm really excited to go experience it.
I'm really excited for Baymax.
Ah, Scott, that's so exciting that you get to be there. Come on. What a good weekend to be there.
Scott, how close do you live to the resort?
We need to go live where Scott lives.
Where does Scott, what general, like in the Southern California area?
No, I think you're in Northern California, right, Scott?
Oh.
So he's like just a quick plane ride away.
Still a plane
I need to live within
Sacramento.
within a like traveling radius of Disneyland.
And you seem to know all of this. Scott flies? Or does he drive?
I think Scott flies.
Yeah.
I don't know, I tell you. If we started using Southwest, there are so many times I get like
we need to buy
FOMO with Southwest deals in other places. It's like, oh, you get this like $49 flight to Santa Ana.
I think we need to
like, man.
I think we need to get the Southwest business credit card thing that they have.
But yeah, Southwest is what we've been taking the last couple of times. As much as I don't like having the added see, come on, $29 one way, even better. We've been doing Southwest because our direct flight with Delta has gotten pretty expensive. So we've been doing Southwest for about half price.
Sacramento Airport's nice too. It's probably not huge, but like it's probably like a Long Beach kind of.
Yeah. That sounds perfect. I need to start looking at Sacramento.
Well, between Scott and Dave, who flies from the Pacific Northwest all the time, we need to go up and down the coast and not across the country.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Make it much easier on ourselves.
You know, it'd be a lot easier too is if we just lived closer to the major airports, because it's always expensive to fly from our local airport. Okay, I know that you wanted to like talk about whatever.
Let's talk about Marceline first.
You want to talk about Marceline first?
Yeah. So we are super excited. We're going to the Dreaming Tree Gala in Marceline. So sad that yes, we do not live super close to a major airport. And we don't live near Disneyland, but we are pretty darn close to Marceline, Missouri.
Yeah, it's only like 6.5 hours, I think.
Yeah, it's like 6.5 hours for us to drive. So they actually kind of teased this event to us when we were there and just said, kind of keep your eye out. We're going to do this really cool event. So as soon as they announced it, I booked. What is it? I booked our Airbnb that we really enjoyed that was right on Main Street.
It was great.
Because there isn't like a hotel really in Marceline.
The next town over or whatever.
It's like there's nothing right there. So anyways, we got our Airbnb and everything booked. We just landed on we treated ourselves as we're getting the VIP tickets for this event, which unlocks even more amazing Disney people that we get to go listen to different talks and whatnot from. I gotta pull up the list because the list is pretty cool. I'm really excited just because one of the panels or one of the talks is going to be with some of the authors from the Women of Imagineering book, which we just did. That was, I think, the last book that not the most recent, but the time before. We just did that book for our book discussion or our book club that we have for our weekly tier. So freshly just read that, and then we get to go see them give a talk. But Floyd Norman is going to be presenting. Like we said, Matt Mason is a special guest, so we're super excited about that. But we also have Tanya McKnight Norris, Sandy Baldwin, who's going to talk about, she's a Disneyland VIP tour guide, so she's going to talk about the history of VIP guides, costumes, and then Mary Carricker Smothers, who is a Disney historian author. So she's best known for the book Eat Like Walt's Disneyland. But yeah, so she's got a talk that she's doing as well. So it's going to be super fun. Super fun. So all of the lovely ladies that I mentioned were the VIP special talks. And then Floyd's kind of the main presenter, I believe.
I'm excited. This walking tour around Marceline will be cool too. Because we walked around, but I feel like we'll get a lot more cool information.
Yeah. So we'll be there. You and I have to discuss when we want to leave, because I when I booked it, I didn't know what the date was, so I just kind of booked multiple days, probably more than we need. So we're gonna have to figure out when we're gonna run down and come back. But the event itself is on Saturday. Very excited.
Yes, Thomas. We will be at the Disneyland event in October. Yeah, it should be fun. I honestly didn't think we'd be back to Marceline. I mean, other than this event, because you had talked about it when we were there, but I didn't think we'd be back to Marceline, but look at this.
That quick? Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. So,
one of these days, too, I'd like to organize a trip to the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco.
Donna, yes, we do stay the night in Marceline. There is an Airbnb that's right on Main Street that we stayed at last time. That was literally like walking distance from the museum, the little corner cafe, Mavick's Cafe. Yeah, everything. It was perfect. So we're staying there again. That's awesome, Thomas. We'll see you at Disneyana. We're also doing the Disneyana event is October 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I have to like get some information from you, because you had all this organized, and all I was thinking about was Europe and stuff. And so
I'm the unofficial DLWeekly trip planner.
We just have to sit down and figure out that. So, that's nice of you, Scott. Yeah, we'll have to.
That'd be so fun to meet up and do that, Scott.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to do a DLWeekly meetup. Like announce it a few months ahead of time so people can arrange travel and stuff and go to the Disney Family Museum.
I haven't been there yet. I feel like
it's cool.
I feel like a bad Disney fan that I haven't been there yet.
It's pretty cool, and it's in the oh darn it, Presidio, which has a lot. I think that's what it was called. Which there's like a lot of like grass and like open areas and stuff that you can like hang out in. Yeah,
like, the grounds look really beautiful.
Yeah, because it used to be like the army barracks or something like that. Oh yeah, Lucasfilm and Pixar's around in that area too.
How cool.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. Marceline, the VIP stuff. Teresa and I talked, and she was like, "Which one do you want to do?" Blah blah. And I was like,
They're spendy, but we decided we're gonna go big because why not?
But we were looking at the like, I don't know. I think that the price difference to go from the one thing to the other, I just think for what you get was actually a pretty good deal. So when we were kind of like him and Han about it, I was like, let's just do it.
Yeah, there's a dinner that evening at Walt Disney's farm, like the Disney farm. It's privately owned, but the grounds are going to be open that evening for this special event. There's fireworks that they're going to shoot off from the farm, so it'll be cool. So it'll be a very unique, not something you can do every day experience. So we're very excited. Like the dinner is like an Eat Like Walt dinner, so it's going to have like his favorites and
that'll be cool.
Stuff like that. So it's more tailored, not just kind of like, oh, here's your hamburgers and hot dogs or whatever.
Or here's your like wedding chicken breast or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm excited because and the museum there was really cool and the people there were great, and maybe we'll have an opportunity to connect because
in person,
we connected with somebody from there. She emailed kind of back with us.
Yep.
But then I don't know what happened. The gremlins in the internet, I think, did something.
Yeah, disrupted something because we were like, mid conversation, and then all of a sudden
nothing.
Because
we were trying to schedule for an interview.
Somebody, I don't remember who it was. It may have been Russ Flores, who was on a while back to talk about his book, Seen Unseen, Disneyland. And like 2 or 3 messages, like email messages in. So we'd already started I'd already like been in conversation with them. He said somehow one of my responses went to the junk mail folder. So I'm assuming
just one.
Yeah. And it's not like it was the first one. No, like. So anyways, you gotta love the internet sometimes.
Spam ruins everything because then it filters good things into the spam bucket.
That's true. But anyways.
So can we talk about this? Because I'm excited.
Tag's really excited because
I don't know anything about this, and I want to know. And Teresa wanted to wait until we were doing it, but Teresa has become obsessed with the Disney Lorcana trading card game.
Yeah, like in a short amount of time.
But I don't know anything about it, so
an unhealthy short amount of time. I've become
Can you give me and our listeners an overview of what the heck is it?
Yeah. So.
And is it like anything that we might have played before? The cards look like Villainous.
They kind of do.
Okay.
Same people. It's Ravensburger.
Okay, because I saw like the numbers and stuff, and you're talking about getting to a certain thing, and that sounded kind of like some of the goals you have in Villainous. Anyway.
See, Scott, that's what I like about it, is that it's like you can have quick games. It's not something that's like other games where it's like hours. You need to devote hours. You can just like quickly play this game. Actually, Vern and I played around before you got here in like 15, 20 minutes.
That makes me happy
it's
for
nice,
this because
then you can just like zip, zip, zip. So real briefly, for those who don't know,
like an overview.
this just came out at local game stores.
Oh, it doesn't say like on the side like how long it takes to play or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. This is only available currently at local game stores, like Scott just mentioned, Downtown Disney and Pin Traders tomorrow. And then on Friday it'll be at like big box stores. So I want to say like Best Buy. I think I saw Walmart's going to have it. Shop Disney's going to have it. Anyways, so to get this currently, you have to go to your friendly local game store. And they did this intentionally, which I think is really cool. They wanted to release it at local game stores first, so that because at a local game store you can kind of build more of a community around it, which is exactly what kind of sucked me in. So guess what? It worked. I went to our
Ravensburger. Your plan worked.
You did it. I went to one of our local game stores, which just happens to be like a block away from where I work. So my coworker, who's super into Pokemon, which this is similar to that kind of game style. It's a deck building
Don't tune out.
game style. Went up and he went up there. I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing about this. We saw the D23 booth. I've seen the artwork. I know there's a hype. But as far as like which starter pack to get, I had no idea.
She
he
also
just said,
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
She also was online looking at the crazy pre-release stuff that they gave out at D23 and saw insane people spending insane amounts of money. So I think that also piqued your interest.
Well, it's been like that for a while, which is just wild. Lisa, that's funny. So the first pack I picked up purely for the artwork. I have no idea what any of these mean. Is I got what's called the Emerald and Sapphire deck, and I got it because there was a villain on it. So I was like, ooh, this looks like I like the villains.
The artwork
this is
looks
a fun,
amazing.
Mischievous deck. So pick that one up first, and they're like, hey, we're going to have this free learn to play on Thursday night. Come back, we'll teach you how to play. Perfect. So watching and playing the game, like learning how to play the game in person with them, really helped make the game make more sense to me. And then it also made me realize, I don't know if that first deck that I bought was maybe going to be my favorite deck. So
I have a question.
Something that's happening right now with some local game stores are not selling these for the suggested retail price, and they're overselling them. So I did find a local game store here that was selling them for $20, which is only like $3 more than what the suggested retail is. So I felt comfortable paying the $3 get it now tax versus waiting a week to get it, because I wanted to get another deck so Vern and I could play.
That was going to be my question. It says here that it includes everything for one player needs to play. So can you play this by yourself?
No.
You have to play with somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and they were saying you can play, like, I've only played against one other person, but you could like play 3 or 4 if you wanted.
If you buy this is like for you.
Yep.
And then you'd have to buy a second one for like Vern.
Yeah.
And then like for me or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you just wanted to switch things out.
Yeah.
So it's a deck building game. So what that means is they've got these starter packs which have everything you need to like play right out of the box. They also have booster packs if you want to be fancy and build your own deck. Now, of course,
what's a booster pack?
There's booster packs are like in foil.
Okay, but like so you swap out cards from your starter
deck. You can
deck.
swap out cards.
Okay.
You can either swap start with a starter deck and then change as you'd like, or you could start totally from just building from scratch if you really.
Do you need to have certain cards in your deck to play?
So this is the kind of cool thing. So there's different types of cards. Let me grab a here we go.
Well, two ink colors. Interesting.
Yeah, there's 2 different what they call ink colors. So if you look on the top corners, these little things that are like have the numbers. This one here is just like you pay to play. That's all you can do with this card. But this one here, when it's got this little gold thing around it, that means it can become ink. ink
Oh.
is kind of like your currency, I guess would be a good way of saying it. So you need to use ink to
Can I
be
see the
able
one
to
that's not
pay to put cards in play. So, and the cool thing is, like, some things I'm not a card player game, so my like
Vocabulary.
vocabulary is very limited. But like from what I understand, Pokemon, you need energies to
Yeah.
play. Well, there's a specific card that one there's energy, that's all it does.
Okay.
Whereas this, you don't have specific, like your card could be a person or you could use it as ink. So it's
Okay.
flexible. When you build a deck, Scott's saying you need 2 ink colors. So like this pre-built deck is amber and amethyst, but I could make a deck that would be
And this has like sapphire and
like
steel.
amethyst and emerald if I wanted to.
Oh, but you have to have 2 colors.
Yeah, so when you're building your deck, it's like 60 cards. It can only be 2 colors, so you can't take cards from all 4
Okay.
things, and you can only have 4 of each card, max of 4 of each card in there. So it's, I don't know, it's just really fun. And the thing that I think is really cool is, well, the artwork is
The artwork
gorgeous.
is amazing.
And they've got really fun, like I'm looking at Jetsam, Sinister Slither.
Oh yeah, Disney Yu-Gi-Oh.
There you go. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of like it, or like what's the other one? Magic: The Gathering is another one.
See, I
So-
always felt like I never like super nerds played Magic: The Gathering, so I was like, well, there's no way I'm gonna ever understand this game. And people were saying Lorcana was going to be that way, and so I was kind of immediately turned off because I was like, I'm not good at, and I generally don't like strategy games. Probably because I play with James, and James is really good at strategy games, and so I always lose. By the way, Teresa got this one, and I love it. It's it's a
yeah,
hey
he's in one of
card.
the starter decks. He's really fun. But like there's fun stuff like Flotsam and Jetsam are in the same starter deck, and like if you play them together, there's benefits for them both being out because it's Flotsam and Jetsam. They work together. There's one that I think is really cool. Let me see if I can find.
What
her.
does that mean, Scott? Apparently, Chapter 1 cards will not be released after September 1st. Does that mean, like, Chapter 1, like, you have until September 1st, and then that's
This
it?
is the first chapter. Oh, so like these are gonna be pretty exclusive.
See, this is terrible, because I feel like now you're creating, like, a land rush. Like, I feel
Oh,
like I
well,
have to
yeah.
buy these things because I may not have a
It just-
chance
but
to
it's
buy
just
one again.
These cards are gonna have different. Where the heck is?
Right, but maybe I want something in those cards.
Oh, well, you've got the booster packs too. Anyways, they have little story things on here. So like there's songs your characters can sing. That's like an action. So like the Be Our Guest song, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Moana is a character that you play. Whenever this character quests, you can ready other princess characters. Like you and I are gonna have to play through a game to kind of understand it. But the thing that I think that I like the best is that it's not just a game that you're constantly needing to attack each other. The whole way you win the game is it's the first to 20 lore, which is
So how does, like, a
points,
turn work? Like,
basically.
do you play against the other person? You said you don't really attack the other person.
You can attack the other person, but it's not about attacking. Isn't
Like
the
the
main
goal.
objective
Okay.
of the game. I think that's what I like. And usually I kind of I don't like attacky style games personally, so I think that's what I like about this is you can be super aggressive and just attack the other person if you want, or you can just focus on gaining lore or points
Okay.
as fast as you want. So like each character's got so look, Flotsam here, he can during your turn you can get up to 2 lore. You can get 2 lore with him.
Oh.
So you can either attack or you can go quest for lore. So there's different things you do. Moana earns 3. You and I are going to have to play through a game and do it because I think it'll make... It sounds really weird when you're just trying to
Yeah.
explain it.
I mean, that's almost like every game.
Yeah.
Like, when you first explain it,
But the thing I really like
it sounds
about
complicated.
I feel like it's really accessible. Like I don't feel like it's overly complicated.
I feel like kids need to be able to
And-
play it because it's Disney.
Yeah, and I feel like, to me, it's more interesting and exciting because these are characters I already know and have, I don't want to say relationships with. That sounds kind of weird. But it's stuff I'm
Yeah.
already familiar with. It's not like I have to learn a whole new world of things. They've
I see what you
created
did there.
they've created a new world, but it's not completely
Okay, so I got more
fresh.
questions. So it says here that the first chapter contains over 200 cards. Do you now own all of these 200 cards?
No, I do not own all of the cards.
Okay, because each one comes with 60 cards in a foil
Yes.
thing. Are there doubles? Do you have doubles
so
now?
if you look at the side of this, it says like there are 2 Ariel, 2 Maximus,
Oh, okay.
3 of Rafiki in this deck. So
Oh, my
there's
goodness.
multiples, but you want that.
And
'cause
how many of these are there?
3.
The starter decks. So
Yeah,
you own
these are
all 3 of the starter decks.
I own all the starter decks. Each starter deck also came with a booster, like a booster pack in it.
Which
an
comes with a bunch of
additional
random
12.
stuff. Okay. See,
But
this feels complicated to me because I
it's
feel
not.
like I
You
would
and
end
I-
up
nope,
going,
nope,
I need
nope.
to buy another one. No, I mean like to the cards.
Oh.
Like, oh, I need to buy another one because I'm trying to find this specific card, and I'm spending like $100
Well,
trying
and like
to find
the
a specific
hard
card.
thing is it like
Enchanted rare.
do you
See, I'd want the
wanted-
enchanted rare, so now how much am I
I-
going to have to spend for that?
I don't know if I brought it up here or not. I did get I pulled 1 enchanted rare. All I've done is bought the starter packs because I'm trying to like pace myself here.
We found Teresa's new ear collection.
Yeah. There's like foil cards. So each of the things on the bottom.
Oh, that's
here.
a foil, right? Like it's like shiny?
Yep, it's shiny.
Oh, that's cool. So this is a Horus one. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but you can see in the light a little bit, like his flashlight, that
Yeah.
it's kind of
Shiny.
reflective and shiny. Isn't the card we have for... Did you put your D23 card in here, by the way?
No, I did not put my D23
Why
card in
not?
here because it's worth $1,000. I'm trying to maybe not make. Yeah, they're selling for over
You have the
$1,000
card
now.
protectors.
That's true, but I kind of feel like I shouldn't touch that one now that it's
I'm totally going to play with
suddenly
that one.
worth. Well, it's a good card. Like I said, now that I understand what the heck everything means on the
Where
card.
is your card?
Oh, it's downstairs.
She's like, I've got it locked in the safe.
Yeah, no, it's not locked in the safe. So yeah, I don't feel like I've pulled like amazing cards, but I just think they're really, really fun. Like
Shelby,
I think,
I'm totally going to play that card.
like here, Maurice, that's a rare card. Like,
Yeah.
there's different symbols
let me
on the
see.
bottom to tell you. There's also. this
Does it
little-
say rare?
Nope, doesn't say rare. It's just that little.
Oh, the diamond
Little
means
thing on
that.
the
Triangle
bottom.
means that.
Where's my little thing here? Right here. Rare, super rare, legendary. So I did pull 1 legendary
You have a
card.
good amount of uncommon.
Yeah, so each booster pack you get 6. You get 6 uncommon in a booster pack, I think it was. Yeah, see, I'm like trying not to like. Yeah, don't play the card. It is like.
I'm going to play the card.
So I should get that graded because I don't know how. So we got these at D23, right? We just happened to be dumb luck. First day there was no line for the Lorcana booth, and for some reason I thought you got a new card each day, so I wanted to make sure we were there the first day because then I thought day 1 you get card 1, day 2 you get card 2, day 3 you get card 3. That was not the case. There was only 1 card. So because we had that thought process, we made it a priority to get there the first day. Well, I'm glad we did because they ran out of them. And I don't know how, but my Lorcana card that I picked up that day somehow wandered around the entire D23 event with me that day, made it all the way back to Wisconsin, and is perfect. I don't know how I didn't get like a scratch or a like folded corner. No idea. But anyways.
I'm a collector's nightmare because to me it's just a card.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it in the deck.
So this was.
But I'm going to get the card protectors like you have.
This is the quote unquote most rare card that I found. It was a legendary card. It's not worth anything. I looked it up. But
Who
I
is
just
it?
love. He's from Lilo and Stitch. He's gone to. He's on the galactic.
Is he a super awesome character because he's so rare?
So
Is that how it works?
He is. So look, his superpower is what I'm going to call it. I don't know if that's really what it's called. He costs characters with a cost of 2 or less can't challenge him. So
Oh.
if you're so this is your cost is that
Yeah.
number in the corner. So like Hey can't challenge.
Sure.
Because Hey was only I think 1 cost.
Sure.
There's ones that are really cool, ones that are maybe not as cool. There's a Sorcerer Mickey card that if you have brooms played and the brooms get banished, so that's like somebody beat them in a battle.
Yeah.
If you have the Sorcerer Mickey card out, the broom, instead of being banished and going in your discard pile,
Goes back into
goes
your
back
hand.
into your hand. Yeah. And it also costs less to use
Some
them.
aspects
so.
of this do seem very like villainous kind of a thing, because that's how some of those cards, the Disney villainous, work.
But I just think they made them work really. One of the cards I really like is the grandma. Like, I just love the storyline or the story that goes with the card or the special ability with the card. So it's the grandma from Moana.
Okay.
So you've seen Moana, yes. So her thing is when she gets banished, she doesn't go into the discard pile. She becomes another ink for you, and it's something like her superpower is like, I'll always be with you, which I think is cool because thinking back to the movie, she's like, she protects Moana after she's gone. So I think that's cool how they wove the movie storyline into like card play.
Lisa,
So
Teresa
anyways.
got them at the card shop.
Oh, these are the ones I got. If anybody, I asked my friend that plays Pokemon, and he recommended Dragon Shield
They're really nice.
card protectors.
They're really nice because the front is like a clear whatever.
Yeah.
But then the back is kind of like a matte, and there's a little bit of like texture to them.
Drippies.
So you're not like gonna drop your card or whatever.
They shuffle really, really nicely, so you don't have to worry about them like sticking. And if you like want to be fancy, you can get different colors. So I got
You can get
clear.
colors?
Yeah, so you could get like a purple background if you
Wow.
like a purple on the back side.
You said purple now.
There's lots of different purples. I really like them, and I really price wise they weren't bad at all. I think
Which
at
ones
our
did you get?
local
Clear matte.
I think at our local store, my pack of 100 for the clear matte was like $8. So I didn't think they were bad at all. Look, I could just buy that 5-pack thing there. But anyways, I'm really excited about the game. I'm excited for you to kind of learn more about the game. Vern's enjoying the game too. Like,
James,
I might be
yeah.
enough of a nerd that I might go to like one of the local game shops, the one that I bought the first pack from, that I did the Learn How to Play event at, is gonna have like tournaments and like league and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I might become that person and do that. But I'll tell you what was really, really cool, and I said this to Vern afterwards, going to the card shop and seeing all these like gamer people. That's right, I'm living in my Disney bubble. I only know like myself and other Disney people that were excited about this game. But going into like the gaming universe, or like their bubble, I guess,
Sure.
and seeing how excited like people, like card gamer type people, are about this was really, really cool. Like the guy that taught us was so excited about this, and he was talking about stuff. He's like, yeah, Frozen, I haven't even seen that movie. So it was just really weird because he didn't even know who some of these characters were because he didn't know the films. And then there's me that's like, I could sing every song in that, like, it was just really, really, really interesting seeing people that aren't Disney crazy people like
Sure.
the rest of us also be really excited about this. I'm really excited. I like it. I don't like, I'm with you. I'm not a good strategy, long-term, plan ahead player. I think I've got too much short-term ADD when it comes to card game, like any games.
Yeah.
That it's easy for me to lose interest. I don't lose interest in these.
Well,
I
it
mean,
sounds
it's
like
new,
it
but it's
also
also
sounds
quick.
like it's short enough that like, because some games you can sit there and you could play for over an hour and you're just like, can it just like Monopoly? I
yeah.
feel like most people know about Monopoly. Like, people don't like Monopoly because you could play for hours.
Well, actually, fun fact, if you read the rules, it's supposed to stop.
How does
It's
that
like-
work?
I can't remember. Like, I think it's a timer thing. Like,
Oh,
it's like it stops after, like, it's only supposed to last an hour or something. But for some reason, everybody just plays until until you run out of money. which
Oh, I
apparently
always
is
thought
not
that's
you
how it
do
was.
Yeah, apparently that's a house rule thing.
huh.
But anyways, that's my geekiness about Lorcana. I'm excited that other people are excited about it too. Anybody that has opened packs or anything, what are the cards that you got that you're excited about? Did you pull any like really cool, amazing cards?
Sad day.
Yeah, Dragonfire. Everyone's too competitive. with
Well,
Monopoly, yes.
The best Monopoly game we got from our exchange student a few years ago, and it was like a voice activated one. And what's great is you don't control the game, the voice thing controls it. So once somebody is out of cards, like the game is over.
Ah.
Hi, Rebecca. We just spent the last, I don't know, 15 minutes talking about Disney Lorcana.
I just like realized I'm like, oh, I totally just shoved cards in here that
Oops.
I shouldn't have shoved in here.
Oh, Shelby got a super shiny Gantu.
Ooh. Gantu's the one that I got that was the rare, so she got the like extra
Oh.
the extra rare. I have not seen an enchanted card yet.
See, I feel
the
like
legendary. She got a foil legendary.
I feel like James and I are going to just have to come play your decks because we went to Europe, so we don't have money.
$20 for a starter deck.
Yeah, but we have to spend 40 because we both need a starter deck.
Okay, so $40 for a starter deck.
But it won't stop there, Teresa, let's be honest. Look at me in Magic Bands. Didn't stop there.
That's just a personality thing.
It was nice. It's nice to be able, like, you know when it's the best, when Magic Bands are the best? Photo Pass.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to fumble with your phone or anything. You just go beep. So. But I am intrigued now, Teresa.
It's fun.
Which is not good because
It's fun. See, you have to buy your own deck because I'm partial to the one. You'd want to play the one. Okay, so if anyone's curious, and I for those of you that have the game and are playing the game, I'm curious what your favorite is. But thus far, the Amber Amethyst starter deck is my favorite. I don't know what it is and why it is about.
Does that include
this
Hey Hey
one.
all the time?
Yeah, Hey Hey's in this box.
But I mean, like, it's not one of the, like, whatever. It's like it does come in that box.
Yeah, so
okay.
if you look at the side of the box, it tells you. So we can see
Okay, so
exactly
these are
how
guaranteed
many.
to be in
there
here.
There are 2 Hey Hey's.
And these are guaranteed to
This
be
is,
in
yeah,
there.
this is what your is your deck list. So this is what the starter deck is. That's the 60 cards in your starter deck.
Gotcha.
Is what's listed on
So
the side.
here it says, like, Aladdin, Prince Ali. Does that mean that, like, there's a different version of Aladdin?
Multiple versions of Aladdin. There's multiple versions of other characters. So, like...
Oh, yeah, like Aurora here has 2.
Yep.
Oh, 3. She actually has 3.
So, like, Mickey, I've seen... I think there's 3 Mickeys that I can think of. 4 Mickeys that I can think of off the top of my head. There's a Sorcerer Mickey.
2 here.
There's, like, Mickey Mouse, like, your pal.
There's Steamboat Pilot. There's
Steamboat
Detective.
Pilot and Detective are the ones that I can remember.
And what's
also lots of different Dr. Faciliers. Yeah. It's fun.
Ugh.
Super fun.
The Lorcana people are really happy with you right now, I bet.
I really, like, now I want to see, they're probably crazy busy now that it released and everybody wants to talk to them, but I'm like, oh, can we get them on the podcast? I'd love to talk to them. I think it'd be fun to play against them.
Oh.
Like, somebody that created, like, wouldn't it be fun to play a game with someone that created the game?
That's true.
To,
We
like,
should have
explain
played
it
a
and teach it
game
and all
with the dude we had on to talk about.
He lives in California, though.
Well, this type of game, you could probably play over Zoom.
Oh, that's...
Because he has his
that's
deck, you have
true.
your deck.
That is true. You could. My husband wants these cards, yes. Oh, no, Rebecca, that's sad. I'm, like, kicking myself because, remember, we walked out of that booth and they're like, oh, do you want this, like, I don't
Well, they were
remember.
trying to
It was,
sign
like,
it, too.
$50 pack thing of, like, 5 or 6 cards. And you and I both looked at each other like, we don't even know if we like this game. I don't know if I want to, like, spend $50 on this. I don't even know if I like it or not. But should have, because that's worth a lot of money now. Somebody... Oh, foil. Hey Hey. I was like, somebody selling a Hey Hey for $78? But yeah, if you want to look at some crazy stuff, go on eBay and see how much some of these cards are selling for. It's wild.
It's some of these things are silly.
The cool thing, though, is our D23 card. I looked at it now that I know what a card looks like, right? It has a different thing down here. So instead of it saying, like, having the uncommon or common or rare.
What was
says,
he?
Brave little Taylor.
Brave little Taylor. Just curious.
And you can do, like, D23.
So
Nope, that's just the regular card.
Oh, so there's a regular one of Brave
Yep.
Little Taylor.
That's just the regular card. I think the one...
Mint D23 Expo.
There you go. See, it's got, like...
Oh, it just says
D23
D23
Expo
Expo
on
at the
it.
bottom.
But look, he can lure for 4. That's huge. Because it's the first to 20, so that one card can get you 4 per turn.
And this one's graded.
I'm going to have to figure out... I'm going to have to look into how one gets a card graded, because I might do that just because. Oh, really? There's an online fan-made game already. Man, people are quick with this stuff. But yeah. Anyways, very, very excited.
$1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will go get mine graded and just sell it on eBay. Oh, this one's ungraded and was $1,100 with 22 bids.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish you could see it without signing in. Wow.
But, I mean, like, for gameplay, it is a good card. It is a really cool card. But it looks like they're in, like, that it's a card in this thing anyways. But, yeah. Very excited.
So, wait. So this card exists in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It just isn't the D23 version.
Yeah,
so, like,
and
it has all
first
the
edition.
same... It has all the same
Yeah,
power
but
and
it's
everything?
like a super rare card or something.
Okay.
So, the odds of getting it are...
Low. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd probably spend $1,100 just to find one.
Maybe. Because didn't you go...
I wonder what the likelihood, like, odds-wise, like, I wonder how much odds-wise you'd have to buy before you could get every card that they did for Chapter 1.
Hard to say, because each booster pack's 12. And
And how much are the
Scott-
booster packs?
So there's 12 cards in a booster pack. The MSRP on it, I think, is like $6. But the local game stores that I've seen it from like 11 to 13.
Oh, wow, okay. But Shop Disney will have them for like $6 probably?
That's what the MSRP is. So that's like the suggested retail.
But I assume like Disney would sell it at the suggested
I would think
retail.
so, but Walmart also had it. The starter box. Some Walmart somewhere put them out early,
Oops.
and instead of them being $16.99, they were $20. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wild.
It is wild.
The whole thing's crazy, but I mean, it's kind of like two very big things colliding: Disney and collectors.
Yeah.
Trading card games colliding. So it's two.
The Enchanted Rares are only found in 1 and 3 booster boxes. Scott, how do you know so much about this is
wow.
my question.
Been doing his research.
I feel like Scott is so knowledgeable about
He
so many
is.
things. I'm like, is this all you do?
He is. Scott's like,
So is this what happens when I leave? You don't have anything better to do with your time, so you're like, I'm
Lots
going to
of
get into
YouTube.
Lorcana. Oh, YouTube's a good spot for all that stuff, yeah. Huh. Well, we got like 12 minutes
you
left.
just
What
were
else are we
too
talking
busy
about?
like
Traveling the world.
traveling the world and going to Disney and going on Disneyland, going on a cruise and being disconnected.
Well, if you want to feel any better, it was
So
not
we
the
don't
best
feel bad
cruise-
for you.
It was not the best
What
cruise
did I
we've been
do?
on.
I learned about a card game. You got to see all sorts of cool stuff. So
Does Target have them? Lisa's asking.
I think not yet. I think they will. I think Target is supposed to get them on the 1st.
Donna, I went to Versailles when I went back in 2012,
So you did
but
not
we did
Versailles
not go this time because we were doing all public transit, and it takes a while to get out to Versailles, and we were only in Paris 2 days. We didn't even go on the Eiffel Tower because the top part of the Eiffel Tower is closed.
Sad.
Did we ever do a... What were we
No,
going to do
you've
for me to
only-
recap
You've
the
only
Europe
been
trip?
back for one episode.
Were we gonna? Was that gonna be a bonus?
A bonus episode. I think, yeah.
For supporters, if you want to hear about a Europe trip, we'll record a Europe trip.
Yeah, no joke, Rebecca. There's probably only like 20 other people in the park. I'm
It's
surprised
true.
you didn't see each other.
Well, what was really
I
funny
think Scott was there too.
is I think people had different experiences that day because David from Fresh Baked was there, and he went to look at the line for Rise of the Resistance, and when he went back there, it was like an hour and a half long wait or
I
something.
saw that at one point.
But every time we looked, it was like 45 minutes was the max.
I
wait.
kept watching the app that day because I was just so curious.
Everything
times.
was a walk on, Rebecca. The downside is we went on the Matterhorn.
Lisa, I was with you. I was stalking the wait times.
We got on the Matterhorn twice when it was
nice.
raining, and they were going in like super slow mode because normally
I didn't think it could operate when it was raining. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Well, they only had one side open, and they were super slow loading us because normally you get in the bobsled, and like by the time you just sit your butt down, they move you up to the right before the lift hill, And like for us, we got in and sat down, and we were able to belt, and then we sat there because the bobsled was still in front of us, and then they went, and then we stopped there, and we were there forever and ever and ever. So I think that they were leaving wider spaces between the
Sure.
cars because
Just in case.
somebody was saying that the brakes, because the way the brakes work in the Matterhorn is they like pop up, and so they don't brake as well in
If
the
they're
rain.
wet, yeah, that makes sense.
And of course, unfortunately, we weren't able to take our first timers on Alice, which is a great attraction, but we weren't able to do it. We weren't able to obviously
you guys
Haunted
didn't
Mansion.
do it the time before.
No, because we thought like the line was really long, and
Yeah.
Otto was great, but he wasn't doing very good with like a lot of lines.
Sure.
And we had already spent the morning because they were in late that first morning, and we went to Peter Pan first, and that kind of we did Peter Pan and we did Snow White, and both of them were moving kind of slow, but we wanted to get them knocked out because I knew later in the day the line was going to be longer. Joke's on us because when it was raining, like there was like no line for any of those. So
Yep, and you could go inside for those.
But I'll tell you, I really enjoyed having a rainy day at Disneyland.
Scott, how was the chalk walk on that rainy?
I saw the
early
Disney
morning?
insiders were there and having a good time.
So we almost did it, and then obviously didn't. And then Tag went on their little family trip, did the family trip thing instead. But I think next year
I
we
missed
should maybe try and do it.
being at the Hojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought a bus pass because we ended up being. So quick story. So we booked a hotel and tickets together because it was a vacation package, and when I first looked at it, because I didn't buy it the first time I looked at it, when I first looked at it, we bought one park per day tickets, or we were looking at one park per day tickets for James and Morrow, and we were looking at the Residence Inn by the convention center because it's kind of like right across the street. When we went back and booked, I don't know what happened. We ended up getting park hoppers for James and Morrow, which worked out well, especially for like the day it rained because they could hop back. And we ended up booking the Residence Inn. That remember the walk to the convention center?
Yeah.
So like double that, and that's where our hotel was.
Oh.
So we took the Orange County bus, which there's bus stop.
The art bus.
Yep. So we went across the street and we got on that, and we got lucky, sort of, because we thought our friends were also in that Residence Inn, but they actually booked the stuff that we meant to book. So they got the non-park hoppers, and they got the close one. So it was this whole thing. But we thought they were in our hotel, so we bought while we were in the Uber on the way to the hotel. They had a special deal for $15 a day. You could get 5 unlimited all-day for up to 5 people, unlimited bus rides, which for $15 is a great thing for 5 people because otherwise it was $2 each way. And we thought, oh, we'll get this because we have 5 people because Otto would have been free on the bus, and we'll all ride together, no big problem. Well, then when we checked into our hotel, we asked about our friends. We said, they haven't checked in yet. We know that they're coming in later. Can we be on the same floor as them or like near each other? And they're like, well, they're not in our system. And so they sent us a screenshot, and they were at the other Residence Inn. And so we were like, ugh, okay.
Well, that's confusing. Then
Yeah.
if there's multiple Residence Inns. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
And they're on the same road,
yeah.
on the same
Yeah.
side of the road even. So anyway, so we ended up taking the bus a few times. The bus at the end of the night is weird because it was cool because it was in the transit center, and we could take the 3 or the 4, so it was like right there. And at the end of the night, they don't do their regular route. They do drop-off only.
Oh.
So as you get on, you show them your pass, and you tell them what hotel you're at, and then they just stop at the hotels where you're at.
They just stop where they need to
Yeah.
stop. That makes
So
sense.
it was pretty cool. But yeah.
Well, Scott said Chalk Walk was great. The crowd was lighter,
Yeah.
but the energy was awesome. That's so cool. That was probably a very unique experience because, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people probably decided to, if you're local, decided to stay home instead of walk for the 5K in the rain. But it just looks so fun because it starts, like, obviously well before the park's open because the whole event's before the park opens.
Yeah.
So you're there, like,
We'll have to make a point to do this.
probably before sunrise and get to see the sunrise while you're in the park.
So I will.
One of these days. One of these years, we're definitely doing it.
Okay, so I'm gonna, because we have the thing I can share this.
Because what's the other? Oh, the gumball rally is the other thing we really want to do.
Okay, so here's the Target we walked to and got an umbrella. Here was our hotel. It makes
more sense to me that there was. I'm like, where did you find a Target?
Yeah. So here was our hotel. So there was a bus stop to drop off here, and there was a bus stop across the way to take us back. So you go up, and here is the Toy Story parking area.
Oh my gosh!
And here is Disneyland.
Woo!
So our friends stayed. We walked up here, and they were at this Residence Inn, which was way quicker.
Faster, yeah,
and they walked
closer.
like every day. It was no problem. But for us, we walked one day, and so it was half an hour from our hotel. We walked out here, and then all the way down, all the way past.
Dang.
The convention center is right here.
Yeah.
And then all the way down,
I know the walk from the Hojo to the convention center all too well.
Is a long time, yeah.
And that feels like forever, and this is, that's a double.
So I was like, we should have just stayed at the Hojo, but we didn't.
Dang.
And the monorail wasn't working. I was very sad that...
It's good to experience new things, though, too.
It was
now you know. Now you know.
You want to talk about other hotel problems? So we booked the hotel as this package, and the confirmation we got, everything was correct. Mm-hmm. They gave us the reservation number, which it's a Marriott Bonvoy. I have a Bonvoy rewards thing, so I put it in the app to get the points for it. And there was a day missing. And so I messaged the hotel and I said, "Hi, can I just confirm what our checkout day was?" And our checkout day, they had it as Sunday, but we were checking out Monday. So I contacted our vacation folks, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have you to Monday." And I said, "Well, that's not what the hotel has." So they got it figured out, which was great. But I think they upgraded us because of the hassle, because we ended up getting a 2-bedroom suite. So it was nice because Morrow had his room on the one side. We had like a living room stuff in the middle, and then we had a room on the other side. So it was really cool. And our friends got something similar.
Oh, I was going to say the residents,
but they only had the one. But they had the main room, which is where Otto slept. And then they had their room with 2 beds in it. But we had like 3 rooms total.
Yeah.
So anyway, the people at the hotel were super nice. The lady at the front desk was amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, so. Also, I'd like to shout out, because this is very important, I really, really want to shout out to Lindsay from Concierge. I didn't even tell you this yet. So our friends did not bring a car seat because we were under the impression that you could book an Uber or a Lyft with car seats, but they don't. They only guaranteed in New York. So so we had a delay. So they decided, because they had their kid, that they were going to take the later flight from Denver, and we were going to take the earlier flight. They should have taken the earlier flight too, but so we got to Long Beach, and they messaged us, "We're looking in the Uber app, and they're saying they don't have car seats." So we're trying to panic find how can they get from the airport to the hotel, because they need a car seat for their kid. And so I messaged Kate, because Kate has a daughter and whatever, and she said, "Well, when I used to travel, I would just buy a cheap car seat from Target." Well, they're going to be at the airport. There's no Target right there. Yeah. So anyway, reached out to Lindsay from Concierge, and she said, "I have a guy." And the guy...
Of course they do it.
The guy, within a couple hours, went, picked them up from the airport, took them to the hotel. On the day that we went from the hotel to the cruise terminal, picked us all up because he had a big Suburban.
Yeah.
Car seat and everything. Super nice. Was there early. Drove safe. Got us there. I didn't panic. You know how I am about being a passenger. Got us there. Also picked us up from the cruise terminal and took us to the airport. Great guy. His name's Mike. If you book through Concierge, I'm sure he'll hook you up if you need a car
100%.
seat. Guy was amazing, especially last minute and us in a panic. Lindsay's like, "Give me the info. I'll see what's available." And then he got this guy, and he was great. So anyway, nice plug for our friends over at Concierge, because they really saved our butt. Thank you, Osvaldo? Is that how you pronounce your name? I apologize for slaughtering it. See, I was thinking of walking to the Toy Story lot and taking the tram, because then security's also usually easier there.
That's very extra true. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, extra true.
Yeah. But we decided, well, at the time when we were thinking about it, we decided no because
Because of the other family.
of the other family, but then we should have.
Not being a thing. Anyways, you will hear more about Tag's trip this week on the podcast because that's what our discussion top is for this week. And then we have a fun guest lined up for the next couple. I'm very excited about this next guest. I'm excited for you because you
were very excited.
You don't know anything this
Who
is
is
more
it?
new for you.
Do we not want to say?
I will.
What are they talking about?
They're talking about their career in Imagineering.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm excited.
Yeah, they're a former Imagineer.
I need to go back and listen to some of our episodes because there were some episodes like you interviewed. I saw.
We had some super cool
Dawn?
episodes while you were gone.
I want to listen to the episode with Dawn.
Yeah.
Um,
Another good one was Ken. Hearing Ken's story about his connection with Tony Baxter and Splash Mountain. That was really, really cool to hear that story. I did not know that story.
I'm excited to hear.
Listeners of the Sweep Spot, I'm sure, have heard that, but it was really cool.
I should have time now because my plan. By the way.
Oh yeah, Don Ballard was the
quick thing.
The Disneyland Hotel. That was really interesting as well.
We wrote
I wanted more time with him. It was that cool.
Can we have him back?
Yeah, I told him that we'd invite him back.
We need to invite some of our people back that we want to come back on again.
I need to make a physical list.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, Lisa.
It is. It's so cool.
We rode a bunch of scooters around in Europe, and so for James and I's combined birthday, we bought an electric scooter and an e-scooter. So I plan on riding it to work, which takes about takes about 40 minutes from our house to get to work on the scooter. I scootered to Teresa's tonight, and I'll be scootering home after this because I like it. Now in the 16 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. Because it normally takes 10 in the car, so it's really not that. Yeah, I'll tell you off air about another thing. But anyway, so I'll have time when I go into work to listen to podcasts. So
we did. We had some really, really fun.
Oh, and Megan liked the Disneyland Hotel episode.
I felt
that
we were. That was Dawn, and I felt like we were just getting into hearing really cool stuff, and I'm like,
why did you end it? Just too much time?
It could have just gone on forever because
how long did it go on for? Normal
45 minutes,
okay.
maybe. We only had him for one episode, so it was so good though. He's just a treasure trove of information. He was in the what was it behind Megan? He was behind the attraction?
Oh, he was on that?
Yeah, I think it was behind the attraction that they did an episode on. Yeah, it wasn't the Imagineering story. It was behind the attraction. He was on that. He was on. He was all over that episode. Disney goes to him when they have questions about the hotel. He's that.
Well, I need to
crazy
listen.
Knowledgeable.
I need to listen. Yeah.
And I feel like we just brushed the surface talking to him. He was really, really interesting guy.
I mean this in the best.
You and I also bought his book.
Yeah, I mean this in the best loving way to my co-hosts and the guests that were on my other podcast. But you held a normalcy together. The hub crawl went down a crazy rabbit hole, so that was interesting to come back to. But anyway, well, guys, it is 8:33 here. Anyway, so that means it's a stream time zone. It's great to be back,
everyone, for hanging out with us and listening to us nerd out about
everything.
Lorcana and our upcoming trip to Marceline. Let us know if there's anything.
See, now people have all types of questions.
You are interested in seeing for Marceline. I'm gonna be doing all sorts of coverage on social media and stuff. Just YouTube's too much for us. I know nothing about it, so I can do Instagram. That's about as much as my knowledge takes me. But
so Osvaldo is asking about, are we excited for the two new villains? Now, I spoiled it to find out who they were, and
you didn't know it from the teaser?
No, I didn't look at the teaser. I just saw that there was somebody who had the answers.
Gotcha. I made my guesses from the teaser video, which this teaser video is more obvious than last year's teaser video. Can I just say
that the one character I feel like
which one
is a cheat because it's a simple costume?
Oh, the Big Hero 6 one?
Yes. I'm it's a mask and a cape or a cloak.
Judge Doom.
Yeah, but at
is
least
also pretty.
he has to have like a face character. Like anybody can be
Yeah.
behind a mask.
I suppose.
But yes, I am excited.
see.
I'm glad that your person's coming back.
I'm so glad Madam Mim's coming back. I was a little worried that they were gonna replace her.
And
Disneyland trivia.
I will say false. I also want to say, Teresa, that I'm glad to be back talking Disney with you, and I did miss it. In fact, that's one of the things I was looking forward to going to Circus World today, is we could have caught up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I get yokai being.
I said false, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes. I get yokai because they're San Francisco.
Yeah,
is open.
yeah.
Like I understand that, and then I was thinking,
He'll be in that area probably.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, oh, yeah, and they just refreshed Toon. Wait a minute, because I was like, oh, it makes sense to have Judge Doom.
But
too.
they won't put Judge Doom in Disneyland. 'Cause the party's not there.
No.
But
So then it didn't make sense to me again. But I was like, oh, this makes sense. It's two fresh new. Wait a minute, only one of those fresh new areas is in DCA. But anyways, we're doing the Midwest goodbye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
See you
Bye.
next month.